Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, how are we doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be ranking all 6 Lord of the Rings movies. And that's right, you heard me say all 6. I will be including the 3 Hobbit movies, of course, because just rating the 3 Lord of the Rings alone, that was hella hard, man. Like, that was no joke. Obviously, this is not the definitive factual list, ladies and gentlemen. This is just my personal useless nerd opinion. Share your list, I genuinely want to hear it, man. Lord of the Rings, one of my favourite, fandoms, franchises, just favourite thing in life, I'm not even joking, of all time, man. It means so much to me, man. I've seen them so many times. I want to hear your lists. Please let us all know down below. Right, so starting at the bottom of the list, we have The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Obviously, in a ranking list, it looks pretty bad because this is coming last, but I'm just keeping it real. For me, if I had to grade this movie, it is still an 8 out of 10. I genuinely love this movie, man. As an opening to a trilogy, that is why I think, for me anyway, I personally give it such a high score. I can see, some of the nitpick things that people say, it's slow or it's boring. For me, these films are never going to be boring, man. I'm so invested in Middle-earth. I'm so, clued up with all the lore and stuff. Probably watch anything to do with Middle-earth, and I'm going to love it. However, I can put my hands up and be fair, I can see why some people would say it's a little bit slow. Even for me, at some bits, it is a little bit slow. I think they could have trimmed down the movie just a little bit, but overall, man, I still love this movie, Martin Freeman as Bilbo, he's so good, man. For me, one of the best characters in all of Middle-earth. If they flopped Bilbo and he sucked, the whole trilogy would have been doomed, mate. But he is genuinely so good, man, and his, level of awesomeness continues across all 3 trilogies, man. Along with a bunch of other cast members from Lord of the Rings, but the big one, we got Gandalf the Grey, once again, one of my favourite characters. Amazing to see him in these Hobbit movies, man. Also, I love the dwarves, man. I know a lot of people, didn't really get into him in the first movie. For me, I absolutely loved them. I think their opening scene, going to Bilbo's house, that song, Misty Mountains, big up, amazing track. But yeah, just how they're introduced, for me, I think is great, man. This movie is really, really solid. I think a lot of people, sleep on it, hate on it a little bit too much, just because, to be fair, the next 2 in the Hobbit movies, they're really good, man. So I can see people, bringing this down a little bit. But again, for me, I still love it.
Good morning.
What do you mean? Do you mean to wish me a good morning, or do you mean that it is a good morning whether I want it or not?
Next up is the Battle of 5 Armies. So this is, of course, the 3rd and final Hobbit movie now. This movie is hella sick, man. I ain't even joking. For me, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm grading this, it's a 9 out of 10. It looks bad on this list, but it's a banger for me, man. When your movie is called The Battle of 5 Armies, the battle better be sick, and I'm pleased to say, of course, I was going to say if you've seen it, then you know, spoiler warning, but if you ain't seen it by now, just go, The battles in this movie are properly sick, man. All the visuals look crisp. Anytime I see Legolas fighting on screen, I'm happy beyond belief, The armies are sick, the fighting's sick. This movie, man, is really, really good. The ending is so good, man. Just the characterization in here, so much happens in this movie. I'm gonna be here all day explaining it, but this movie, to end a trilogy this good is hard enough, and to match it, of course, with The Lord of the Rings is really, really hard, man. But this movie smashed it, mate. This movie, I don't want to keep saying it, but I genuinely love this movie. It is a 9 out of 10. However, that opening scene, oh, mate. That opening scene when Smaug comes in and just burns everyone, mate. Oh, my God, I'm just saying it right now. And this is a straight up fact. That is the absolute best dragon scene across any movie, any TV show. I don't care, I know a lot of people say oh, Game of Thrones has got the best dragon scene there. Go away, mate. Smaug burning people is one of my favourite movie scenes in life, mate. I'm not even joking. Just those opening 20 minutes, for me, that is just a beyond God tier scene, man. It is absolutely unreal. And it goes straight like horror movie for a few minutes, man. It is no joke. Ladies and gentlemen, this movie, sick. Next up is The Desolation of Smaug. This movie, for me, is definitely the absolute best Hobbit movie. Again, grade-wise, I don't care, It's my list, it's my rules. This movie, for me, is at the 10 out of 10 God tier status, The action, the dialogue, the characters, everything is on point. And of course, I'm going to mention it, the Smaug and Bilbo moments. Oh my God. Just some of the most tense, incredible lines of dialogue. Just that scene is an absolute masterpiece, mate. I do not use that word lightly on this channel. All those scenes with Bilbo and Smaug together, masterpiece level, It is great to see Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch on screen again. I know they're not technically on screen. Sherlock TV show is one of my favourite shows of all time. To see them again on screen, again, not really, but kind of on screen, you know what I mean. I absolutely loved it, mate. This movie's got so much stuff, man. Of course, we get a lot of stuff with the elves. We get big man Legolas back, yo. One of my favourite characters. Just this movie, it's God tier. It's 10 out of 10. I don't care. This is my list, yo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is really hard, yo. I want to say this right now and make it crystal clear, yo. All three Lord of the Rings movies, for me, they're not on any scale, mate. They're at my rating of beyond God tier. If you're sub to the channel, you know about that rating, yo. It can't be touched. They're in another league. All those movies, for me, they're on that level, yo. Putting them in this ranking was no joke hard, yo. But the video is the video. It's got to be done. Next up is The Two Towers. By the way, I want to say right now, when I give something beyond God tier, that means I have no nitpicks with it. I don't have anything I dislike. I think it's in another galaxy, yo. Even the scenes with the Ents, I'm thoroughly entertained just because I love Middle-earth so much. There's so much that happens in this movie, mate. Rohan, the Battle of Helm's Deep. Oh, You know how I said the Smaug scene is one of the best dragon scenes? This is genuinely one of the best battle scenes of all time. There's only like a few other movies that even come close. Like I think of stuff like Endgame, but even Endgame, it's a different battle. This type of battle, whatever it's called, yo, you know what I mean? Someone let me know down below, yo. I'm tripping. I'm going fanboy mode. I can't think straight, mate. But this is genuinely one of the best battles I have ever seen with my own two eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Just there's so much tension, so much action. It just feels like everything goes wrong and it gets worse and worse and worse. And that is what we love, mate. The tension, the stakes, they are real. Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, just those three fighting together, mate. Legolas has got some of the best scenes I've ever seen, mate. Also, not to forget, yo, Gollum and Frodo and Sam, yo, nearly forgot my man Sam. Some of the best, like, character moments across all of Lord of the Rings. What they done with Gollum for that time even holds up to this day, yo. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is there's not enough time in this video for me to explain all the things I love in this movie. So we've got to go on with the list, unfortunately. Next up is The Fellowship of the Ring. When I first saw this movie, I think I was in love, mate. I'm not even joking, yo. Then The Two Towers come out and I was like, that is like insane. And again, on another level, but I still prefer Fellowship of the Ring. Me personally, I love an origin movie and this is like the ultimate one. All the gangs coming together. Me explaining this, how I talk, the gang, yo. Frodo and Gandalf, big up the gang. Just everyone coming together and just setting out on this insanely ridiculous, impossible task to destroy the ring. It's just some of the best cinema of all time, man. I'm not going to sit here and say every single character that I love because I genuinely love all of them. In fact, I'll probably do a tier list at some point because, yeah, everyone in this movie for me is flawless. This movie's so good, man. Story, characters, emotion, CGI, fighting. It's everything, mate. It's everything. This movie has everything, not to mention one of the most insane opening scenes. Yo, when we see Sauron, we know that this guy's no joke, man. Not to mention, my man is just a great big fire eye in a tower for 3 long-ass movies. He's not even like a real physical person and the threat is real. That's when you know the villain is big boy levels. Also, for a movie that's introducing all these characters that all have standout moments so we know their personality, so when we go into the second movie, we just clued up, we know what's going on. But you know what I'm going to say, because it's over there, it's been there from day one, yo. One of my favourite movie scenes of all time, Gandalf and the Balrog. This scene is going to be forever burned into my eyes, into my brain as one of the absolute best scenes and one of my favourite movie scenes of all time. Obviously, I've seen these movies countless times, but genuinely, Gandalf vs the Balrog is one of the absolute best, man. I've just YouTubed it, just to see it again and again and again. It is absolutely beyond God tier. Just those scenes, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this movie is just, it's too good, man. Now in first place is The Return of the King. When Return of the King came out, immediately, that is my number one, man. This movie, all three are beyond God tier, but there's something about this movie, man, that is just incredible. You guys know I love dark movies. I want it to be hard. I want it to be evil. This went full darkness, yo. All of our characters feel like they're at their lowest, and we've got to root for Frodo, mate. Where he is in Mordor? Nah, mate. That is... Nah. Just the visuals of Mordor when he's trying to throw the ring away with Gollum, with Sam. It is so good, man. The emotionals. I've cried, yo. Bare times to this movie. And that ain't even with the ending. The hundreds of endings. It can be thousands. I still love this movie. I love every single ending. Your boy cries, mate. Every single time. I ain't even joking. This movie, on an emotional level, is just... gone, mate. It is so high up there. One of the best of all time. And that's not to mention the battles are just... oh, mate. They are genuinely on another level. So I took Helm's Deep and I just gave it steroids, mate. The battles, the war, the destruction. This movie has every single thing I can want from a fantasy movie, and not to mention Big Man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I said bare times, but the Witch King is my favourite Lord of the Rings character of all time. You guys know I love villains. When he stabbed Frodo in Fellowship of the Ring, probably should have talked about that, but again, there's so much, man. I'm just forgetting a bunch of stuff, yo. And then we see him in this movie with that bad boy helmet and that mace and his sword, and when he fights Gandalf, oh.
This is my power.
The Witch King is an OP level threat, and to be honest, that's what this movie feels like, and that's what I wanted. Just an overpowered, ridiculous amount of people, orcs, monsters, everyone fighting our heroes and just getting overwhelmed, and that's what we get, yo. We've even got a ghost army, yo. Big up the ghost army. There's just too much in this movie to break down, genuinely. You know, if you've seen it, it's so long as well. Legolas and Gimli, yo, when they take down the elephant and it's only one. And ladies and gentlemen, that is my ranking of all 6 Lord of the Rings movies. I'm pretty certain I have forgot some of my favourite movie scenes of all time. It's just these movies are genuinely so insanely stacked.
I thought I'd die fighting side by side with an elf.
What about side by side with a friend?
I could do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain I've forgotten something. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, please share your list down below. That'd be really awesome, man. Let's have a nerdy debate. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the big love and support, and I will see you all in a bit.